Tonight on Love Live at 6, BTL officially abandons its proposed acquisition of Smart. Digi records the highest profit in the company's history. Tax Department employees stage a countrywide walkout over the proposed revenue authority. UDP offers no clear plan for collecting tax arrears and dealing with tax evasion. Tracy Penton confirms Julia Timbrell and Audrey Wallace exit from the UDP executive. UDP Chairman Sheena Pitts defends former Prime Minister Dean Barrow against criticism from Shine Barrow. Senator Patrick Faber calls for unity within the UDP. Belizeans to expect more load shedding, and UDP wants GST relief on electricity bills. These stories and more tonight on Love Live at 6.
The way Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BEL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 6C8 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
Belikin is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Belikin, the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Belikin in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Belikin Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Belikin beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
Good evening, Belize, and welcome to Love Live at 6 with your news for tonight. I am Tamar Jones. Belize Telemedia Limited, BTL, has formally withdrawn its submission to the Public Utilities Commission, PUC, regarding its proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications Limited, effectively ending the regulatory process for the transaction. In a letter dated August 24, BTL Chief Financial Officer Ian Cleverly informed the PUC that the company no longer intends to proceed with the acquisition. The withdrawal follows Cabinet's decision earlier this month not to support the proposed purchase of SpeedNet, which operates under the Smart brand. The transaction had also faced objections from unions and other stakeholders over its financial implications and the level of consultation involved. BTL maintained that it pursued the acquisition in good faith to strengthen the telecommunications sector, improve efficiency, encourage investment and innovation, and deliver greater value to consumers. However, the company said it would no longer proceed because of what it described as a change in circumstances. With its proposed acquisition of SpeedNet now off the table, Belize Telemedia Limited, which operates as Digi, has recorded the highest profit in the company's history. BTL earned $36.9 million for the financial year ending March 31, 2026. That is almost $9 million more than the $28.1 million earned the year before, representing an increase of 31%. The company brought in approximately $165 million in revenue, while earnings per share increased from 53 cents to 70 cents. Its return on equity stood at 15.2%, above the 12% target set under its 5-year plan. The figures show a sharp turnaround from 2021, when BTL recorded a net income of only $5.4 million. In the 5 years since then, the company earned a combined $127.6 million. It is reported that BTL also expanded its network during that period, adding 41 mobile sites and extending fiber to the home service to 37 more communities. Broadband customers increased from about 30,000 to more than 47,000, while mobile subscriptions grew from roughly 203,000 to $224,000. Chief Executive Officer Ivan Tesokum says BTL has proudly met its financial targets. According to the report, the company is now beginning a new 5-year plan focused on improving its network and customer service, while expanding into areas such as artificial intelligence, data centers, cloud services, cybersecurity, and advanced analytics. Employees of the Belize Tax Service Department walked off the job for a few minutes at 10 o'clock this morning as a form of protest. The Public Service Union, PSU, stepped up its opposition to the government's planned transition to a semi-autonomous revenue authority, or SARA. The coordinated action unfolded at tax services offices across the country, with workers demanding stronger guarantees over their employment, pensions, and other benefits. The government says the new authority will modernize revenue collection and improve efficiency, but the PSU argues that the legislation does not provide sufficient protection for employees. Zaina Agustin reports.
At precisely 10 o'clock this morning, employees of the Belize Tax Service Department left their workstation and joined a coordinated walkout at offices across all 6 districts. Led by the Public Service Union, the countrywide action marked an escalation in the union's campaign against the transition of the Tax Service Department into the Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, commonly known as SARA. The PSU says the walkout was intended to send a clear message that employees remain dissatisfied with the process and want their concerns addressed before the transition moves forward. PSU President Dean Flowers explained the purpose of the coordinated action.
The power is in the people, The power is not in an elected representative. And so at some point in time, the people have to retake their power and they have to checkmate their elected representatives who believe that they can dictate and effect laws that clearly is to the detriment of not only, in our case, public officers, but also to this country. And I encourage the members of the media to read the bill and understand how the bill will ultimately impact every single citizen. It is not only these officers that will be disenfranchised.
And so for persons at home that might not understand why exactly you all are choosing to protest against this bill, can you explain it to us in layman terms?
The bill seeks to, in my words, take the oversight of our revenues, which is currently in the Consolidated Fund and is subject to scrutiny by the Auditor General, subject to scrutiny by the Contractor General where procurement is concerned, subject to accountability by the Accountant General, and scrutiny in procurement where the Contractor General is concerned. It seeks to remove those oversight bodies and invest it in the sole authority of the Minister of Finance, who decides how money is spent and what is spent and who gets contract. The bill also empowers the CEO to pretty much run the authority as she sees fit, and she's only answerable to the minister. The bill also appoints or empowers the minister to appoint an advisory board. But the bill also tells the advisory board that you're only here to provide advice and you cannot provide any instructions or look after the interests of anybody. And that is the danger of the bill, in that it puts almost $1 billion in the hand of a political creature and who appoints a puppet to carry out his or her mandate.
Workers at the Tax Service Union in Bomapan were among those who participated. PSU Secretary General Cordelia Belzer said the turnout demonstrated that the concerns are shared by employees across the department and not confined to one office or district.
As you are aware, the SARA bill is in front of the House. The staff is not pleased that there has been no meaningful consultation. Our concerns are currently not being addressed, and so we are here to support them as they decide that today that they're going to walk out to show their discontent with the draft bill as is. As tax officers, what they're saying for the most part where their conditions of service lies is that they must resign or they must apply for positions over at the new authority. We do not believe that to be fair.
At the center of the dispute is the Revenue Authority Bill, which was passed by the House of Representatives last Friday. The government maintains that new authority bill will modernize tax administrations, improve operational efficiency, and strengthen revenue collections. The PSU, however, says the legislation does not provide adequate safeguards for the public officers who will be affected. Among the union's principal objection is that the employees would reportedly be required to apply and interview for positions within the new authority instead of being automatically transferred. The PSU also says the legislation contains no enforceable guarantees that the workers who transition will receive terms and conditions that are no less favorable than those who currently enjoy. PSU Vice President Anessa Gonzalez spoke specifically about the uncertainty surrounding employment, pensions, and accumulated benefits and the options that are available to workers who do not transition.
The PSU is mandated by its members, and today we are in support out here for the BTSD staff. And if you can see my placard, it says prioritize the BTSD staff. We have known that there is no consultation that's been happening lately, and so the BTS staff is now over it in the sense of what are we going to do? And this, from this representation out here, this is what they're doing, standing up for their rights. As far as we know, it's countrywide. Hopefully, it's been also in the news item right now, but it's countrywide. The BTS staff is having the support from other members of the Public Service Union of Belize. The BTS staff will continue to stand up, and the PSU will continue to stand behind them. And hopefully, like we went on the news stations yesterday, that the consultation process will be done in a very fair and transparent manner.
The PSU's written position also calls for the preservation of accrued pension benefits, recognition of employees' years of service, and the mandatory pension arrangements for the new authority. It wants workers to be given the option of transferring under protected conditions or remaining within the public service. The union is also objecting to the governance structure established under the legislation. It argues that too much authority is being placed in the hands of the Minister of Finance, including powers relating to the appointment and removal of the Chief Executive Officer and approval of employee benefit schemes. The PSU also rejects the claim that it failed to participate adequately in consultations. Union representatives say they consulted tax service employees and submitted a comprehensive position paper on August 10, 2 days before the relevant House committee considered the legislation. With the walkout now completed, the PSU has not indicated what its next action will be. However, its leadership says the campaign is not over and the tax service employees will continue pressing for stronger guarantees, greater transparency, and meaningful involvement in the transition. Zena Augustine for Love News.
Solidarity! Forever! Solidarity! Forever! Forever! Solidarity! Forever! Solidarity!
As for the essence of the Revenue Authority Bill 2026 that was passed in the House of Representatives on Friday, the bill would replace the Belize Tax Service Department with a new semi-autonomous body called the Belize Revenue Authority. Put simply, tax collection would no longer be handled by a regular government department. The new authority would have its own management, employees, and budget, but the Minister of Finance would still have significant control over its leadership and general direction. Under the bill, the minister would appoint the Chief Executive Officer and chief officers subject to approval by the National Assembly. The minister would also, or could also, give general policy instructions that the CEO and authority's 7-member advisory board would be required to follow. The board would oversee the authority's budget, strategic plans, senior appointments, salaries, and staff policies. However, it would not be allowed to interfere in individual tax cases or tell the CEO and employees how to handle tax collection and enforcement. The CEO would run the authority's day-to-day operations and answer to both the minister and the board. Chief officers would work under the CEO, while other managers and employees would be hired by the board, mainly on the CEO's recommendation. The authority would take over the collection and enforcement of income and business tax, GST, and other domestic taxes. All money collected would still be paid into the government's Consolidated Revenue Fund. Current permanent employees would have 3 options: retire from the public service, apply for a job with the new authority, or remain in the public service and be placed in a similar post. The authority would also take over the department's assets, liabilities, contracts, and other responsibilities, while existing tax cases and appeals would continue. It is to be noted that the bill still requires ratification by the Senate. The United Democratic Party, in its press conference today, was asked how it would improve tax collection without moving ahead with the Revenue Authority proposed by the government. The opposition was also asked how a UDP administration would collect outstanding tax arrears and deal with individuals and businesses that avoid paying their fair share. Panton responded by speaking about the need for a fair and efficient tax system. However, her answer did not clearly outline what specific measures the UDP would introduce to recover unpaid taxes or tackle tax evasion.
SARA will not collect any revenue on behalf of the Customs Department, and it will not collect any revenue for the Lands Department. And when the question was put to the Financial Secretary in the House Committee, why is it that government didn't go after the most lucrative department? Why not? Because the idea of the instituting SARA, the Revenue Authority, is to ensure we can maximize revenue collections. And he could not provide a response that made any logical sense. So there are lots of issues with this bill. Who the bill represents in terms of which agencies the bill will be collecting resources for, and also who is controlling.
The question comes as the government argues that the Revenue Authority bill will create a more efficient system for collecting taxes, managing arrears, and enforcing compliance. The UDP and the Public Service Union have objected to the proposed transition, citing concerns about its cost, management structure, and the effect it may have on employees of the Belize Tax Service Department. In other news coming out of today's presser, UDP leader Tracy Panton has confirmed that Juliet Thimbrell and Audrey Wallace have stepped down from the party's executive roles. The confirmation follows reports suggesting their departures were linked to internal dissatisfaction with Panton's leadership and the party's direction. Panton rejected that account, saying the changes were not the result of any internal upset. She explained the circumstances surrounding the departures and maintained that both women remain committed members of the UDP. Panton also appeared amused by the level of media attention being given to the UDP's internal affairs. She questioned why the issue had attracted such interest when, according to her, several national matters affecting Belizeans required greater scrutiny.
Let me say categorically that both Ms. Audrey Wallace and Ms. Juliet Thimbrell are valuable members of the United Democratic Party. They have contributed and they continue to contribute to the rebuilding of the United Democratic Party. For reasons that are both personal and professional, they indicated to me that they're no longer they're not able to take on the substantive role of being the chair of the Public Relations Committee or having to take on the role of National Campaign Manager respectively. But make no mistake, they continue to work very closely with the leadership team. In fact, tomorrow morning, I will be on Wave Radio along with Ms. Timbrell. She continues to lead the charge in terms of the unraveling of the misuse of the public purse and public resources by the kind of work that she does, investigative work she's doing, and on Wave Radio and Wave Television. So let's not be distracted by those whose only intention is to try and create disruption or who try to undermine the efforts of this party to rebuild and to stand on its strongest leg and to be ready to govern this country whenever the next elections are called. I was just about to say, we sat here this morning and we spoke of the very serious national issues facing this country. And members of the independent media want to dive deep into the personal affairs of the United Democratic Party.
Panton did not announce who would permanently replace Timbrell and Wallace on the executive. The public fallout inside the United Democratic Party is not limited to the resignations of Juliet Timbrell and Audrey Wallace. UDP Chairman Sheena Pitts is also taking issue with comments made by former party leader Moses Shine Barrow about his father, former Prime Minister Dean Barrow. During a recent appearance on the Jason Lee Show in the United States, Shine described his father as a deadbeat and said the two no longer speak. He claimed Dean Barrow played little part in raising him and spoke about the pain he carried from their strained relationship. Pitt says Shine's account leaves out important parts of their history. She pointed to several occasions when the former Prime Minister stood by his son, particularly during Shine's imprisonment in the United States and the legal battle surrounding his release and deportation to Belize.
The Right Honorable Dean Barrow, when his son was charged and prosecuted in a United States court, he attended court every day. We saw him. After his son was incarcerated and institutionalized for all those years, the Right Honorable Dean Barrow visited him and made him have a soft landing in Belize after he was deported. I will go further. The Right Honorable Dean Barrow came to the United Democratic Party and enjoined his fellow UDP to help hug and shoulder his fallen son. And so the Right Honorable Dean Barrow had conversations with other people who were politically ambitious to step aside to have his son run in the Mesopotamia division.
Mistake.
That move was supported by his maternal uncle, Michael Finnegan. The UDP supported both Michael Finnegan and the Right Honorable Dean Barrow at that time. You will also recall that the Right Honorable Dean Barrow gave his son ambassadorship, music ambassador, an office for which he received a salary, and to which arguably some may say who benefited from his ambassadorship during his time of ambassadorship. I go further. The Right Honorable Dean Barrow, as a father, maintained support to his child and ensured that his child won by a mere 2 in the leadership convention as against the Honorable Tracy Tager Panton. Now, with that backdrop, I am sure, as I am told, he has been on the international media. You have seen him on social media speak the worst of a father who has done everything to secure his transition and keep his head above water. You have seen him berate his brother who does no one anything in the political sphere. You have seen him also say out of his mouth, call the Right Honorable Dean Barrow a deadbeat father. Now I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, that person who can say that about his own father and his own brother is a person you must now absolutely reject and evict from the recesses of your mind.
When Shine was facing deportation in 2009, then Prime Minister Dean Barrow appealed to the governor of New York for a pardon and supported efforts to secure legal assistance for his son. Pitt says those actions do not support the picture Shine presented to an international audience. Amid the public disagreements and personal attacks within the United Democratic Party, UDP Senator Patrick Faber is calling on members to put their differences aside and focus on rebuilding the party. Faber says the UDP cannot present itself as a serious alternative government while its internal divisions continue to play out publicly. He argues that the Briseno administration is failing in several areas and that many Belizeans are looking for a strong opposition capable of offering a different direction. Faber says the UDP must recognize that its responsibility extends beyond personalities and internal camps. He is urging members on all sides to come together, restore public confidence, and prepare the party to offer what he describes as the sound alternative the country needs.
We have a prime minister who refuses to address the media, who jumped from one plane straight into the other one without even talking to this nation when light bills are up, when school fees are due, when we have the world happening right here at home. The weight of leadership is heavy. So I salute my party leader, especially when you have some maybe I should refrain from that. I was about to say I have some idiots who still can't behave. It's time we unite this party and stop the nonsense. Completely united. We have made great strides, don't get me wrong. But we need to wrap it up because the PUPs are unraveling and the people are looking toward the next alternative. The people are looking toward the proven alternative of the United Democratic Party, and we have that leadership capability, and we will attempt every chance we get to demonstrate that we are in the lead there.
We will have more from today's press conference in tomorrow's newscast. Belizeans endured a countrywide blackout last night, and according to Belize Electricity Limited, more load shedding can be expected as the country grapples with limited energy sources. The blackout occurred shortly before 7:30 after Belize temporarily lost power supplied by Mexico's Comisión Federal de Electricidad, or CFE. At the time, local generating sources were producing about 103 megawatts, while demand had climbed to 122 megawatts. That left a shortfall of about 19 megawatts and caused the national electricity system to collapse. BEL says its grid protection system automatically cut power to several areas in an effort to stabilize the system. Electricity was gradually restored after CFE resumed supplying power at around 10:54 last night. The company says local generation remains limited. Some renewable resources are unavailable because of seasonal conditions, while other generating units are either undergoing maintenance or operating below capacity. During an interview with Love News in June, BEL Executive Chairman Lin Yang warned that the company was preparing for possible challenges involving CFE, drought conditions, and higher demand during the hotter months.
All indications are that it tends to bring drought with it. So how serious it will be, we are not sure, but what Hydro Belize and BEL has been working together to try to conserve as much water. So at this point in time, we have the amount of water that we normally need for this point of the year. But if the rains don't happen the way they normally happen in the latter half of the year, then we could face some issues. We also are concerned about issues from CFE. So what BEL did is we applied to the PUC to put in emergency generation. So as we speak, we've already prepared the spot at Westlake, that's mile 8, and we have 24 megawatts of emergency generation coming in. These are mobile units that will be set up there to cover us in the event that CFE has issues or that if we have a drought, so that we avoid having rolling blackouts. It's one of these things in the industry that you think hard about because it's going to cost us extra money, and already we are bleeding, right? It's going to cost us about $4 million a month to have that extra generation in place. But two things. One is that when CFE prices go high, we can turn it on and avoid that cost from CFE. And B, if CFE says it can't generate, then we don't have to have blackouts. We have it. So it's one of those things that you're paying for. It's kind of like insurance. You're paying for it, but you hope you don't need it. But you realize that there's a very high chance that you might need it because there's CFE and there's a drought that could come. And there is also climate change where the months are getting hotter, and we have these months where people's bills go through the roof. But you have to supply the power.
The threat of further interruptions remains tonight. BEL says CFE may again reduce the amount of electricity supplied to Belize because of high demand in Mexico. A tentative load shedding schedule has been issued for portions of Orange Walk, Corozal, Belize City, San Ignacio, and communities along the Independence Road between 6 and 9 tonight. From 9 until midnight, possible interruptions may affect parts of Corozal, Ladyville, Belmopan, Dangriga, and Punta Gorda. BEL says it is monitoring the national grid and will provide updates through its official communication channels. The United Democratic Party says Belize's ongoing electricity problems would be handled differently if it were in government. Speaking at its press conference this morning, opposition leader Tracy Panton criticized the Briceño administration's handling of the energy sector. She says Belizeans are already struggling with high living costs and should not be left to carry the full burden of rising electricity expenses and an unreliable power supply. Panton says a UDP government would consider targeted relief measures, including exemptions from the general sales tax in certain cases to ease the cost of electricity for consumers.
The first is to remove the general sales tax from the full electricity charge for a period of 12 months. We are saying to the government 12.5% from the $296 million that BEL earned last year is about 30 million Belize dollars. Use that US 100 million US, a portion of it, to give direct relief to the consuming public. We also offered that in this crisis, we need to suspend the disconnections, because you know if you're there a day late, they're coming for you. Then they unplug your meter. Right now, the meters are being unplugged until we can get ourselves on a sustainable trajectory. Because seriously, I am a single household, and my electricity bill went from a little under $200, and this month it is over $656, and I live alone. And not only that, I'm hardly at home. We spoke about also the need to commission an independent audit of what is going on, these bills that are being contested. You know, people are, we were told, you listened to the press conference provided by BL, the executive chairman said, we could give a payment plan. No acknowledgement of the fact that the bills went up exponentially. And you cannot say, because based on a simple calculation, you know the 1.5 cents cannot increase the bills that exponentially. So something is wrong, and we need an investigation, and we need the answers. We also have recommended that we expand the threshold for the social fees.
The opposition leader says the country also needs a stronger plan to increase local electricity generation and reduce Belize's dependence on imported power from Mexico. We've got more news ahead, but first we take a break. This is Love Live at 6. We'll be right back.
It was rainy, muddy, playing in a whole heap of mud.
We actually started working out of an apartment with about 6 of us. It was only 9 of us.
About 15 of us, not sure where we were heading.
I came from Cancun, Mexico for an interview, and I didn't go back.
First time working a big girl job.
And if you didn't know, you had to figure it out. I didn't know anything about plumbing, so I had to study YouTube.
We won the bid.
I definitely have to ask your boss to give you a raise. I plan on retiring here.
8:39 in the night, I'm still picking up the phone.
And each layer matters, guys.
I want to see or hear people say that Design Depot is a family.
Design Depot to me is like a family.
And we all combined to make this one beautiful Sunday dinner. I don't know who might be the salad, but
1, 2, 3.
Never stop.
Belize, the king of soca, returns to the jewel after 10 years. Marshall Montano with his full band and dancers to give you the encore soca and culture fest experience. The Belize Tourism Board, Belize Bank, Cellular World, and Digi, our national telecom, present the 12th annual Guinness Soca and Culture Fest. Sunday, September 20th at the Belize Civic Center. And if you think last year was great, this year will be even greater. Doors open at 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. Also featuring St. Martin's Juggling and Dancing Queen, DJ BB Bad, and General Super G, Belize's Soca Queen, Ernestine, Belize's Soca Don Dada, TR Shine, Belize's top DJs, plus more.
Get your tickets now. General admission $80, VIP $215, Ultra VIP $365, and limited Sky Deck for $500.
So mark the date for the 12th annual Soca and Culture Fest Encore Experience, featuring the King of Soca, Marshall Montano.
Sponsored by
people, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Castillo's Hardware
hardware store. Now we online giving you more. Home or job site, no stress, no sweat. Everything you need, you could get. Household appliances, day or night. Shopping for supplies made easy and light. Click, click, boom, and the order done. Building in Belize just got more fun.
Why we're long in a line? Save your energy and your time. Delivery pulling up right by your gate. Castillo's hardware making building great.
Feel smarter,
shop easier. Castillo's making life sweeter.
anytime.
Anywhere, hardware shopping without a care.
Browse online, get what you need.
Fast and easy with lightning speed.
Pick up our delivery, choose your way.
Castillo's got you covered every day. From your phone, just tap and buy. No more hassle, no more.
Do it best with Castillo's hardware.
Belize, you feel it yet? Carnival season there. Creole Heartbeat there too. One brand new showcase band celebrating for we Creole culture with rhythm, with pride. Come wear the beautiful costumes. We talking you on the road. Join the band. Call 600-7453 or email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com. Creole Heartbeat, come feel the rhythm.
Back to school tax-free days are here again. Saturday, August 15th and 29th. The Belize Tax Service is pleased to inform all consumers that General Sales Tax (GST) will once again be waived on eligible school supplies. In addition to the existing exempt zero-rated items, the government has approved the following school supplies to be GST-free for the designated period. The approved items are taxable items, tax-free for the approved days. Pens, uniform material, ready-made uniforms, binders, folders, highlighters, markers, pencil sharpeners, calculators, regular and scientific, scissors, folder pages, graph paper, typing sheets, rulers, bristle board, correction fluid, whiteout, eligible footwear, black school shoes and black tennis shoes, tape, brown paper book cover, crap paper, newsprint shop paper, liquid soap, glue, geometry set, lunch kits and boxes, socks, hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Exempt zero-rated notebooks, textbooks, workbooks, school bags, pencils, crayons, lead pencils, erasers, and pencil cases. Remember, check your receipts after purchase to ensure GST is not incorrectly applied. Report any abuse or non-compliance by calling 613-2773, 613-8375, 614-5731 or 613-2840. For further assistance or information, please visit or contact any Belize Tax Service office countrywide. Our team is ready to assist.
September vibes are calling. BCCI bring the energy. Expo Belize Marketplace. Everybody come out and celebrate. From Corozal down to Toledo side, businesses and families coming for the ride. Micro business, big brands too. One big marketplace waiting for you. Shopping deals you can't miss. Local products, pure Belize bliss. Food, culture, music in the air. Expo Belize got excitement everywhere. Bring your friends, bring your crew. There's something here for me and you. One weekend, one big show. Marianne Jones is where we go. Come make we go to Expo Belize. Raise your hands and catch the breeze. September, we ready to play at Expo Belize Marketplace. Expo Belize, 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 Expo Belize.
North, South, East, and West. Belize City will have the best Lobster Fest. BNS Beach and Northern Fishermen Cooperative presents Lobster Fest Beach Party. August 29th and 30th. Come be a part of this 2 days event at the BNS Beach. 3 3/4 miles George Price Highway. Food and drinks will be on sale. Then, who will be Belize's best chef as we have lobster cook-off competition, kayak race, chocolate mud wrestling, greasy pole, bouncy house, and a whole lot more.
Let y'all stop, yo. Do what you want.
Live entertainment by Vida Mugs and Taprit. So make it a date. Don't be late. August 29th and 30th, BNS Beach, Lobster Fest. Admission, $15 adults, $5 kids. Gates open at 10 a.m. Be there. Be there.
Sponsors are San Pedro Belize Express, Lawrence Ellis and the Mesopotamia Committee, Carib Beer, Grace Beverage Center, Belikin, the Beer of Belize, Caribbean Tire, Northern Fisherman Cooperative, and Love FM.
There have been a lot of questions about what the proposed broadcasting bill could mean for online content creators. So, here are answers to some of the most frequently asked questions. You create content online. You post videos, go live, work with brands, and maybe even get paid for advertising or sponsorships. But does getting paid for your content mean you now need a broadcasting license? The short answer is not automatically. There are specific requirements that determine whether you're considered a national online broadcaster under the proposed law. First, do you fall under the definition? You may be considered a national online broadcaster if all of these apply. 1. You control the broadcast. 2. You broadcast exclusively online. 3. Your broadcasts are mainly directed to Belize. And 4. Your advertising or sponsorship revenue comes predominantly from Belizean citizens. If all 4 apply, you may fall within the National Online Broadcaster category. So, if all 4 apply to me, does that mean I need a license? Not necessarily. If you fall within the category, the proposed framework provides for exemptions where the regulations allow. So, you may still qualify for an exemption. What determines an exemption? When developing exemption rules, the BBA will consider how much you earn or benefit, including revenue or other business benefits from your broadcasts. They will also consider how often you broadcast, including how frequently and how many broadcasts you make. Another factor is how big your audience is, based on your average or highest audience size. And they'll consider who can watch, including whether your broadcasts are open to the public in Belize or limited to a particular group. Other relevant public interest factors may also be considered. So here's the bottom line. Getting paid to create content does not automatically mean you need a license.
Government and grant-aided pre-primary and primary schools will reopen on Tuesday, September 1, for the start of the 2026-2027 academic year. The Ministry of Education has released a new academic calendar which provides for 38 weeks of instruction, amounting to 182 school days. The year will be divided into 4 teaching cycles and will end on Friday, June 25, 2027. The first teaching cycle will run from September 1 to October 30. The second begins on November 2, with schools closing for the Christmas break on December 11. Classes will resume on January 4. The Easter break is scheduled to begin after classes on March 19, with students returning on April 5. The final teaching cycle will begin on April 19 and conclude on June 25. The calendar also includes public and bank holidays, school activities, examinations, and other non-teaching periods. Teachers and school leaders have spent August participating in professional development, planning, and preparations ahead of Tuesday's reopening. Felicita Cantun, a Yucatec Maya leader from Yo Creek, Orange Walk District, has been named this year's recipient of the Don Eligio Pante Award for the protection and development of traditional knowledge. The award is part of the Belize at 45 Creative and Cultural Excellence Awards. Cantun is being recognized for her work in preserving and promoting Maya culture, traditions, and indigenous knowledge. She says receiving recognition is meaningful to her, particularly because of her continued work to keep Maya traditions alive and pass them on to the younger generation.
But I received this recognition with great humility because I know that the knowledge I carry did not begin with me. It was passed to me down by my elders, by ancestors, and I feel a responsibility to keep it alive. And not just keep it alive, but to pass it on to the next generation. I felt honored, yet humble. We carry this with this knowledge and all this with dignity and pride. So I am especially grateful because recognition as this gives encouragement, especially to our young people. I want them to know that being Maya is something to be proud of. I would want everybody to know that if we want our culture to survive, we must give our young people the opportunity to know it, to love it, and to carry it forward.
Canton is also known for her work in reviving Puck-to-Puck, the ancient Maya ball game. She helped establish the Belizean team Ekbalam, which went on to become world champions, as well as the men's and women's teams Kinich Ahau and Ich Kinich Ahau. Her work extends beyond the sport, as she is also involved in traditional Maya practices and ceremonies. The Don Eligio Panti Award is named after renowned Maya healer and traditional knowledge keeper Don Eligio Panti. The award recognizes Belizeans who have contributed to the protection and development of the country's traditional knowledge and cultural heritage. Beekeepers in the Cayo district received practical training today aimed at helping them expand their apiaries, protect their colonies, and increase honey production. The session brought together 15 beekeepers at the Agriculture Department's Central Farm. It was led by Cayo District Agriculture Extension Officers Noe Oliva and Moises Perez. Participants first took part in classroom sessions before moving to a demonstration apiary for hands-on instruction. Agriculture Officer Noe Olivia explained what the training covered.
Today we had a training covering the topic of apiaries expansion, bee colony rearing, and good husbandry practices. Some of our challenges beekeepers are facing are colony losses due to poor practices management, also poor controlling of pests and diseases, and also poor sustainable practices, and of course our climate change. The importance of proper colony management helps beekeepers increase honey yields, also help the bee colonies to be vigorous and healthy. The Ministry of Agriculture will work hand to hand with beekeepers in providing technical assistance to ensure increased higher honey yields, self-sustaining colonies, and product diversification. So basically what we did today was that we trained beekeepers to know when it is the correct time to do division in their hives. Also, what is the right procedure in doing the division by selecting the correct frames and using the correct boxes. It was a successful day today. Beekeepers interacted a lot. We had 2 sessions. The first session was a theory session, and after the theory session we had a practical session at Central Farm at the demo apiary.
The beekeepers were shown how to monitor hive health, divide colonies, and prevent or capture swarms. They also learned how to spot the early signs of pests and diseases before they cause major losses. During the practical exercise, participants helped to divide a hive using a nucleus colony. The technique allows beekeepers to create a new colony from an existing one and gradually expand their operations. The Ministry of Agriculture says better hive management can increase honey production and reduce losses. It can also support the wider agriculture sector, since healthy bee colonies play an important role in pollinating crops. A 56-year-old man has been committed to stand trial in the High Court on 2 counts of rape of a child. Efrain Dionisio Palacio, a Honduran national from the Spanish Town area of Ladyville, appeared unrepresented before the chief magistrate for a preliminary inquiry. At the end of the hearing, the court found that the prosecution had presented sufficient evidence for the case to proceed to trial. Palacio is scheduled to appear during the October session of the High Court, which begins on October 7. He was not offered bail and remains on remand at the Belize Central Prison, where he has been since January. The charges followed a report made at the Ladyville Police Station on January 8. A female student, accompanied by her mother, alleged that a man known to her sexually assaulted her twice at a residence in February 2023. Police investigated the allegations, recorded statements, and later arrested and charged Palacio. This is Love Live at 6. We take a break. When we come back, the news continues.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Looking to perfect your roofing or siding project with precision? At Coop Sheet Metal, we've got the machine that makes it happen. Introducing our state-of-the-art double folding machine equipped with advanced technology and engineered to handle complex metal bends in long pieces, various angles, and intricate profiles. Need trims up to 21 feet? Coop Sheet Metal has what you need. From modern siding to custom flashings and fascia details, Coop Sheet Metal makes the products better, faster, and more accurately. For residential, commercial, industrial, or even custom roofing, siding, and trims, all at one place. If you're not sure what you need, we will walk you through it from start to finish. At Coop Sheet Metal, it's not just about metal, it's about variety, confidence, and flawless finish. That's Coop Sheet Metal, your one-stop metal source from start to finish. Call now at 823-0118 or visit coopsheet.com.
This no right. Garbage in the streets, creating dump sites, throwing the trash on the highway. We not fit do that. Only we could stop this. Each of we play an important part in protecting our beautiful country. This that we believe. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Manholes play a critical role in keeping our sewage and drainage systems functioning properly. They allow our maintenance team to inspect, clean, and clear blockages. When covers are missing or compromised, the entire system and the public are placed at risk. Stealing or damaging manhole covers is a criminal offense and creates dangerous conditions on our streets and sidewalks. Motorists and drivers are reminded that it is an offense to park or drive on sidewalks. The weight of vehicles, large or small, can crack and dislodge manhole covers. In an ongoing effort to protect lives, property, and public infrastructure across Belize City, your Belize City Council continues its citywide manhole cover replacement program. Since the launch of this initiative, thousands of damaged or missing manhole covers have been replaced, improving safety, accessibility, and the overall appearance of our streets and sidewalks. Despite these strides, manhole covers continue to be stolen or damaged, creating serious risks for pedestrians and motorists, including severe injuries, traffic incidents, and damage to personal property. If you see a manhole cover that is broken, missing, or unsafe, report it immediately. Take a photo and share the location with us via WhatsApp at 673-9055 or by calling 227-2308. Remember, maintaining manhole covers requires a shared responsibility. Together, we can prevent accidents, protect public infrastructure, and keep Belize City safe for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Welcome back to our final segment of news for tonight. The Belize judiciary will hold a special sitting this morning to honor the life and service of Edmund Oliver Pennell, one of the longest-serving figures in the country's justice system. Pennell died on June 6th after dedicating more than 60 years to public service. He began working at the General Registry in 1958 when he was only 15 years old and later rose to become Deputy Registrar of the High Court. Affectionately known as Mr. P, Pennell spent decades assisting judges, attorneys, court employees and members of the public. He officially retired in 1997, but later returned on contract, serving as Deputy Registrar and Supervisor of the General Registry until his final retirement in 2022. Pennell was widely respected for his extensive knowledge of court procedures and records. Members of the legal profession often described him as an invaluable source of information and guidance. The Morning of Reflection, organized by Chief Justice Louise Esther Blenman, was scheduled for 9 o'clock in the main courtroom on Treasury Lane in Belize City. Members of the judiciary and the wider legal community are expected to pay tribute to Pennell's life and contribution to Belize's justice system. Volunteers took to the streets of Punta Gorda on Saturday for a cleanup campaign organized by the Rotary Club of Punta Gorda and Sea of Life. The initiative, called the Trash Blitz, began at the Cattle Landing Community Center. From there, volunteers spread out across the town, removing garbage from streets, drains, and public spaces. Rotary Club President Lisa Avila says the exercise was intended to clean the community while encouraging residents to be more responsible about how they dispose of their waste.
We did a Trash Blitz project, the cleanup campaign at our beach area to coincide with the climate change week that was happening here in Punta Gorda. We want to say thanks to all those who participated in the cleanup, and we want to ask our community as well, have the assistance of our community to not litter. You know, there's all kinds of trash out there, all kinds of plastic, which we need to have pride in our community. So I'm asking the public to keep our litter inside and throw it where it should go.
Organizers say litter left on streets or dumped into drains often end up in rivers and eventually reaches the sea. That makes improper waste disposal a problem not only for the town but also for marine life and coastal ecosystems. Sea of Life Project Chair Ron Green explained the message organizers wanted residents to take away from the campaign.
Trash Blitz is not just a regular trash pickup. It's also documenting by writing down all the different things that we collected so we can upload them to a website and know what kind of trash is produced. Then we can give feedback. Paulita Bennett Martin out of Belize City contacted me about co-hosting with our Rotary Club of Punta Gorda, which we were very, very glad to do. And we had 19 volunteers come out. We did not use plastic bags to collect the trash. We got flour and rice sacks and dog food bags donated by our local co-op in Weimart. So we were able to use them to collect the trash. And our trash collectors went along the sea to collect trash. We collected about 19 large bags. We dumped the trash out, and we wrote down the different sorts of trash that we collected, put it back in the bags, and then we brought it to folks that helped us out. Included the Rotaract Club of Punta Gorda, and also some folks from the fire department came out. And we're very appreciative to have been able to do this, and we hope to do this again sometime. The Trash Blitz has been going on since 2024, and so we're hoping to continue to help out with this event as best we can. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention about Sea of Life, the main focus of Sea of Life is getting the plastics out of the waste stream. And what they do is they get grants to go into schools and go into organizations, and they put in water filtration systems, and they give, like, the students in a school reusable water bottles that they can use to fill up. So rather than having the families have to buy water and throw away the one-use shilling bags or one-use bottles, they can reuse them and reuse them. And
The Rotary Club says it hopes more schools, businesses, and community groups will become involved in similar cleanup activities planned throughout the year. While coastal communities across Belize continue to struggle with heavy sargassum landings, Corozal has become the only municipality in the country that has declared a sargassum-free town. The announcement follows months of cleanup work along the town's coastline. The Corozal Town Council, government agencies, businesses, volunteers, and environmental groups work together to remove thousands of pounds of seaweed from the shoreline.
Good day, Belize and Corozal. This is Vince Martinez reporting here in the district of Corozal. I am currently located here at the Miami Beach once again, where you can see in front of me, guys, the water is very beautiful, very clean. And the report that I have today is that Corozal is one of the lucky districts, especially the town with the Corozal Bay, where we don't have sargassum. And you know that it's been a problem that's affecting the nation. All of these coastal communities that have been battling the sargassum, the odors, and the decomposing seagrass on their seashores. And as you can see, Corozal has escaped this problem as sargassum continues to wash ashore along the coastal communities across Belize. Residents and businesses are dealing with the unpleasant odors, discolored water, and the piles of seaweed, like I said, washing up on shore. But Corozal seems to be largely escaping this problem, guys, and the beaches remain clean, inviting, as you can see, and free of heavy sargassum or buildup anywhere of any kind. And you know, across all of the Belize coastlines, the waves of sargassum are creating this unwelcoming and challenging battle for the residents and business, because it not only affects the peoples and their local activities that they tend to do on weekends, like maybe want to go on barbecue at the beach or just take an evening swim. It is not possible with the amount of sargassum washing on the shore, but then the businesses as well. The customers would not want to sit next to the sea, or any business next to the sea, when this odor is constantly beating their nose. And you know, the scent is just there, and even the water, the presence of the water looks brown or discolored, and it creates a very unwelcoming environment. But as you can see, Corozal has widely escaped this problem, and the businesses have been doing well, and people from out district also come in to enjoy the beautiful waters here in Corozal. So for now, Corozal appears to be the exception on this nationwide coastal problems. Its beaches remain clean, as I mentioned. The waters are more inviting, and residents are spared from the many headaches and battles that come with the major sargassum influx. So people of Corozal are grateful for that, and you know, it's one of the places, like I said, it's a very enclosed area here in the bay, so we're not exposed to that direct waves of water that come in from the coast, especially from the barrier reef where the sargassum passes through. So like I said, Corozal is blessed, guys, and this is the look that we have here in the beach, very welcoming. So if you want a place to relax over the weekend and you're in Orinjoa, or maybe want to travel somewhere far to enjoy the beach, you could come right here to Corozal, guys. It's very welcoming, and as well, like I said, the businesses are here and there's enough for you to do. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in with Love Is Everywhere. I'll take it to you back at the studio.
Ocean currents and changing weather conditions could bring the seaweed back at any time. The council says it will continue monitoring the coastline and responding quickly to new landings. Residents and businesses are also being encouraged to support cleanup and environmental initiatives. Town officials hope maintaining a clean waterfront will attract more visitors, and that Corozal's approach can be used by other coastal municipalities dealing with sargassum. And this has been Love Live at 6. We want to say thank you for watching. We do invite you to join us again tomorrow evening for another updated televised news broadcast. Up next, we take a look at the latest in weather news.
Good evening, Belize. A few showers and thunderstorms affected mostly central and some northern areas this afternoon, with activity decreasing this evening. The passage of a tropical wave is supporting relatively moist and unstable conditions over our area. The 24-hour forecast: generally cloudy skies tonight and sunny with some cloudy spells tomorrow. There is a medium chance a few showers and isolated thunderstorm could occur over some coastal areas, with some more possible over southern districts tonight and tomorrow. Elsewhere, shower activity will be isolated. The low temperatures for tonight will drop to around 79 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 inland and 68 up in the hills. The maximum temperatures for tomorrow will reach 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 94 inland and 80 up in the hills. The winds will be from the east at 5 to 15 knots and the sea conditions will be light chop. A high tide will occur tonight at 9:38, followed by a low tide early tomorrow morning at 4 minutes after 3, another high tide tomorrow morning at 9:16, and another low tide tomorrow evening at 4:15. The sun will set this evening at 6:10 and will rise early tomorrow morning at 5:37. The moon will set early tomorrow morning at 5 minutes after 5 and will rise tomorrow evening at 5:59. In the sargassum forecast, there's a high chance that more sargassum mats could drift ashore, producing moderate to major impacts over coastal destinations across the country during the next few days. The outlook for Thursday night and Friday: skies will be partly cloudy with only isolated showers or thunderstorms, except for a few more possible over the south Thursday night. In the tropical weather outlook, an area of low pressure associated with a tropical wave located several hundred miles west-southwest of Cabo Verde Islands has a medium chance of becoming a tropical depression over the next day or two as the system moves westward to west-northwestward across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. This system poses no threat to Belize. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. Our next forecast comes out at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. With that, we end this evening's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.